She had never meant to send the message. Maya had written the love letter only to release the emotions she'd bottled up for months. A simple draft, a confession she never intended to send. Adrian Hale, her billionaire boss, the man whose name graced magazines, whose presence could silence a boardroom, was the last person who should ever see her heart spilled in words. But in a moment of sleepy carelessness, instead of deleting it, she hit send. Her blood froze. The email flew out like a rocket. Panic swarmed her thoughts. She considered resigning on the spot, packing her desk and never stepping foot in the Hale Innovations building again. She barely slept that night. Morning arrived far too soon. Maya stood outside Hale Innovations, staring up at the towering glass building as if it were a mountain she had to climb barefoot. Her heart thudded so loudly she was certain the security guard could hear it. She forced herself to walk inside, her steps too quick, her breath too shallow. The lobby buzzed with its usual energy, heels clicking, phones ringing, voices blending into a professional hum. But today, every sound felt sharper, like the world had turned its volume up just to torment her. At exactly noon, her screen lit up with a message. From Adrian's executive assistant, Mr. Hale would like to see you in his office. Now. Maya froze. The world around her blurred as fear rippled through her chest. She walked to the private elevator reserved for senior leadership. The higher the elevator ascended, the tighter her throat closed. When the doors opened onto the top floor, she felt the air shift, quieter, colder, more controlled. Adrian's office was at the end of a long corridor lined with floor-to-ceiling windows. Clara greeted her with an unreadable expression. He's waiting. Maya swallowed hard, wiped her palms on her skirt, and stepped inside. Adrian Hale stood near the massive window, the city skyline behind him like a painting. He turned slowly, and in his hand, the tablet glowed with the words she'd written. His first words were gentle, but they hit her like thunder. Maya, we need to talk. Maya's stomach twisted into knots. The office, usually a place of polished calm, now felt like a stage, every shadow and reflection amplifying her fear. You wrote this letter, he began, his voice steady but quiet, thinking I'd never see it. Which means everything in here, is honest. Maya's cheeks burned crimson. She nodded slowly, unsure if she could trust her own voice. Adrian set the tablet on the sleek glass desk and took a step closer. What you didn't know, he continued, is that I've been trying to keep things professional because I didn't want to overwhelm you. Her breath caught. I've admired you for months, he confessed. Your mind, your heart, the way you make this company feel alive. You have a presence that no one else can replicate. Her pulse raced. Every instinct screamed that she should run, yet her feet were glued to the floor. He hesitated for a moment, then added, if I invited you to dinner, without the titles, without the pressure, would you say yes? Time seemed to stretch infinitely. Yes, she whispered, her voice barely audible, but steady. I'd say yes. A slow, rare smile tugged at the corners of his mouth. Then let's start there, he said softly. No secrets, no fear, just us. The rest of the day passed in a strange, surreal haze. Meetings blurred together, the hum of the office felt distant, and even the sound of her own typing seemed mechanical. By the time evening arrived, the city outside shimmered in golden-orange hues, the skyline reflecting in the glass panels of Hale Innovations. She lingered near the elevator, watching as the sun dipped behind the skyscrapers, feeling a mix of exhilaration and fear. Her phone buzzed in her pocket. Tentatively, she pulled it out. A new message from Adrian appeared. Thank you for the most unexpected and beautiful surprise of my life. Her chest tightened. A rush of joy, disbelief, and relief collided inside her. Later that evening, they met at a quiet, understated restaurant, far removed from boardrooms, investors, and corporate obligations. The city lights sparkled outside the window as they sat across from each other. There were no titles, no power dynamics, no pretense, just two people who had dared to reveal their hearts. They laughed over shared stories, exchanged glances that spoke volumes, and for a moment, the world narrowed to just them. I never thought a mistake could lead to this, Maya murmured. He smiled, warm and tender, and replied, neither did I. But sometimes, mistakes are the universe's way of showing us what we truly want. As they left the restaurant, Walking side by side under the glittering city lights, Maya realized her life had irrevocably changed. What had begun as an accidental confession had become the first step into a future she had once only dreamed of, a life filled with honesty, connection, and the exhilarating possibility of love. Her heart, once full of fear, now soared. She knew that this was only the beginning.